Righto, guys, welcome back to the second episode of What Makes You Tick with Thommo. If you've come this far, if you've come to episode 2, I'm proud of you. Proud of you. Episode 1 was it was pretty good. It was pretty good with Joey, so thanks for Joe to coming out. Today, unfortunately, now don't go anywhere. All right, a guest couldn't make it. Something popped up that was unavoidable that he had to attend, so it's going to be a rain check. Anyway, not to worry. I am hell-bent on providing you with content, your episodes every week, no matter what. I'll always find something for you. Anyway, stick around because we're going to run through a bit about Thommo. It's his own interview on himself. And sorry for the people watching on YouTube. Excuse the phone because I've wrote down a few points and stuff to just to prompt me to keep the conversation rolling with myself. So this will be fun. Man, I've had a frig of a day. I woke up this morning about 6 o'clock, ready for a crack a day. Get in, get some stuff done, report a podcast. Got up. Oh, actually, before I even got up, I got a FaceTime with the boys. I sent them a message just saying that they were still up. They hadn't gone to bed yet. So I sat on, they FaceTime me. I sat on FaceTime for about, I don't know, the best part of 45 minutes, I suppose. Begging and pleading for me to come into town. And they had no beers left. So I don't know what the hell. I was going to go into town and sit with them with no beers. Mind you, at 6:30 in the morning. Goodness me, goodness gracious, boys, what are you doing? That was probably the highlight of the day. Maybe not the highlight of the day, but that was... Everything, it was all downhill from there. I probably should have just went to town with a bottle of rum and sat there with the boys because goodness me. I've had I'm not going to say a bad couple of days, but, and this is not going out, this is no shade on the people that it is involved with at all, none at all. But everything that's out of my control has literally been, I like to control things. A couple of things that I've left in the hands of others that have not come to fruition, that were meant to come to fruition and that I was really looking forward to. And it really affects me because I like to be in control and I like to, if I'm in control, it gets done. They say if you want the job done right, you got to do it yourself, I suppose. And again, no shade to the people that is involved. Things happen, things pop up. But anyway, so I was a bit down about that and I was just trying to find a couple of wins. So I went and jumped on the mower. About halfway through mowing the lawn, ran out of fuel. It's like this is a standard day for today. Anyway, went and got more fuel. Kept mowing the lawn. That was all well and good. Pretty much after that, it hasn't been too bad. But yeah, there's just very, very small wins today I've been trying to take for myself. Every now and then you just got to take your shoes off and put your toes on the grass, feel the earth. Everything's going to be all right. Have a hot chockey. I've got a hot chockey going here. Got a couple of marshmallows in there. That's good. In my What Makes You Tick mug that I was made. So please excuse the sipping of the hot chocolate, but it's just me being me today, just taking little wins. And I tell you, if you're having a shit day, go and put your feet in the grass. Go and feel some grass. Make a hot chocolate. Bit of ASMR there, ready? Oh, that's terrible. But anyway, what we're going to do here tonight, because I want to be consistent. I want something to be up for the people people that are listening. I think we had collectively on first episode about 500 views across everything. Over 2 episodes, 2 parts, between YouTube, Spotify, Podcast One, Apple Podcasts, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, we had about 500, probably more now. So that was really good. That was a really, really cool thing to wake up and see every morning, is just seeing the views go up and the subscribers go up. Now, I'm not really across it all. I'm trying to be media savvy, but baby steps. We'll take baby steps. If you're listening to this, go and please subscribe to whatever you're listening to. Get on that YouTube. Even if you don't watch, just get on it and subscribe. It helps me out more. And it takes you 10 seconds to do, really. And it helps me more than you'll ever know. I don't get paid for this. It's a very long road to start getting paid. And even when I do start getting paid off YouTube, I have to have 1,000 subscribers and something like 4,000 watch hours. Something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but I know it's 1,000 subscribers. And even then, once that's verified and done, it's only like 5 cents per view. So, but I'm not chasing it. I'm not chasing the money. I'm just saying it does help. It does help. So we're going to get into today. Sorry about boring you with all that shit. We're going to get into today. I've made a list, 10 things I don't think you would know about me. So I'm different to every person. I have a lot of friends that come from a lot of different places in life. And I suppose I've been through the ringer and I can relate to every one of those friends groups. So I've done a lot of different stuff with my life and I have a lot of different friends. So we'll tackle it. We'll tackle it. Number one is pretty simple. I was born in Casino, New South Wales. I do not remember living there. I only ever remember living in Parks and Forbes as a child. So born up in Casino. If anyone else was born in Casino or even knows where Casino is, it's up near Gundawindi, sort of up near the Queensland border, just in New South Wales. We'll start back when I was younger, because that's the theme of the show. You know, what's your first memory? My very first earliest memory is probably, I used to live in Parks in a street called Scobell Place, and there was a park at the end of the cul-de-sac, and I don't think I was even in school yet. And I remember we could walk up to the park, me and my sister. We could walk up into the park and play in the park. And a couple of other kids from the street. That's how life was back then. I was young, man. I don't even think I was in school. So that's my youngest memory, and my parents playing cards with their friends. They'd come over, sit in the kitchen and whatever. They'd be smoking durries inside. They'd, have those brown ashtrays, the brown glass ashtrays. That's probably my youngest memory. Parents playing cards and living in that house. A couple of other stories there, but we'll save that. We can't let it all go at once, because this isn't a tell-all. Still waiting one day maybe someone can interview me, but we'll wait and see who that's going to be. Number 2, when I was younger, I was very sporty, very active, very athletic. Used to play cricket when I was younger. Just primary school, high school sort of stuff. I loved it. Was really good at bowling. Not so good at batting. I think I'd probably top score of about 11. So, AFL too. I went pretty good with AFL. We went the distance there. I used to play for Parks Panthers. And then also when I moved away, I played for Port Power in Alice Springs. And it was pretty good at the AFL. I don't watch footy anymore, but I prefer to watch NRL and play AFL. I don't like playing NRL. AFL is much better to play. That's in my opinion anyway. I did a couple of stints, with hockey in school and soccer. Won the grand final back when I was younger. What were we? We were we weren't Servies. We were Rovers. Won the grand final playing with the Rovers. So, who played with us there? Bronson, Bo Tanswell. He was on our team. Little Bo. I can't really remember anyone else. But we had a pretty good team. Must have, because we won the grand final. Servies were the ones to beat. They were the ones that used to just rinse us every time. But we got them in the end. We got them. I was quite nerdy as well. So you wouldn't think this. When I was younger, my stepdad, nothing bad about him, but he was a bit of a nerd. Loved his D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. And coming with that was nerdy friends. And, I loved it. I loved to nerd out. Played D&D, World of Warcraft on the computer, Age of Empires, Quake, Doom, which was a really big ask of computers back then. But, we got it done when we got to turn on the computer. But, yeah, I really did enjoy me Dungeons and Dragons. And I still would to this day if I had friends that played it. I'd give it a go again. It's quite fun. So, don't be weird. It's cool. I'm not just sitting there on fucking Dungeons and Dragons. Listen to this cunt. Dungeons and Dragons, oh yeah? You want to cast a spell? Shut up. It's fun. Right. Where are we going to? Number 3. Spent a good chunk of my life farming. I mean, everyone knows that really. I've done a lot of jobs trying to find what I liked. Done a fair bit of spray painting, automotive and industrial. Loved it. It's just the pay was never there. The money's just not there. Even in the mines. See, I worked for a contractor and excuse me. Working for a contractor, and we're getting pretty shafted. I'm pretty sure he was raking in the $2, the $1, and we were getting fucking crumbs. But I'm glad I experienced that. The mine life, shift work. Hated the paperwork. You need a bit of paper to walk from one side of the fucking mine to the other. That sort of shit fucked me off to the max. But yeah, anyway, I found me groove. Younger, when I was younger, with irrigating cotton, working on cotton farms. I loved it. I thought there was nothing better. There was nothing better than irrigating. But I ended up moving home. I was living down in Hay, irrigating. Moving home, Broadacre just really didn't do it for me, hey. And I got a bit of a bad rap with a couple of cockies because, it was just a job and I wasn't taking in information sort of thing. Like, I wasn't bad, but it just wasn't tickling me. So when you're not fucking interested in something, you're just doing it for a job and you're doing it because you think you like that lifestyle. So there's a couple of times there I, fucking tried and failed. Then there's the trucks. Always wanted to drive trucks. And because of my lifestyle on being a friggin' hoon, just being a little street rat, a lot of people listening to this would know me to just be parked at Cook Park, banging laps in parks, or in Forbes, parked out front of the eye, and just banging laps. Just out every night. Tank of fuel, up and down. Tunes, frozen bloody Macca's drinks, frozen Cokes and all that, frozen Fantas. Yeah, and when we were in, you'd be in Forbes and you'd be like, oi, you want to go to the all-nighter in Parks and get a feed? Because there's nothing open in Forbes after friggin' 9:30, 10:30 when Macca's closed. You're like, all-nighter. So you'd all jump in the car, fly over to Parks all-nighter and raid the Bay Marie, which was absolutely shit house. But it was fun. It was what we did. It was more for the drive over there, the chills, listening to music, yarning with your friends. So we did that a lot. And that was after the days. There was a bit of a feud there with Parks and Forbes. People used to get chased out of town, but we never really had that. We were all everyone knew each other. There's a couple of crews there that didn't like each other, but most of the car scene, I didn't have a problem with it. Like you'd see people come over from Forbes and the worst you'd do was eyeball them. They'd come over and do some laps. You just eyeball them. That was the worst we ever did. But I batted for both teams, so I was Forbes and Parks. I grew up in Parks, went to school in Forbes. So I had friends on both sides, and no one really. It was never an aggressive thing in the car scene, anyway. Anyway, we went a little bit off track, but it doesn't matter. It's what we're here. We're here to yarn. Number 4. When I was 8 years old, I went to Japan. There you go. Bet you didn't know that. So I come from what would you call it? 2 families. My parents are not together. So I have a stepmom, real dad, stepdad, real mum, if that's what you call it. I don't know, man. Yeah, but no, I'm very lucky. My stepdad was and still is the most loving and understandable man. Just he always understands and he's never angry. And I was really lucky in that regard to have a man that, because you don't get that anymore, really. It's a rare thing. Like I never once had a problem with him. I called him Dad. He is my dad. He always will be my dad. Yeah, a lot of respect. Even after a lot of things that have gone on, he'd be the only one, apart from my younger sisters. My younger sisters and my stepdad are the only ones that I still really talk to if I see them. Pretty much everyone else, apart from my grandmother. Yeah, they can all... but we won't go into that, but they know. They know. But yeah, big ups to me stepdad. Good dude. Very good dude. And I learned a lot of him, I learned a lot of, how to act and react, and a lot about work ethic. A lot about dealing with high stress situations that you just want to just fucking Hulk smash shit. Never once seen him really raise his voice. Used to get up us as kids, but never out of pure anger. Like, what else have we got here? Let's go with, So anyway, back to when I was 8, went to Japan with my real dad. We went over for, I think it was Christmas holidays. Went to SeaWorld, went to Disneyland. Where else did we go? Yeah, we just did. We went and seen like all the Buddhas. There's like all this really beautiful country over there. Big, massive statues, waterfalls, temples. Lots of stuff like that. I don't really remember a lot of it, but what I do remember is, just your iconic things, and like, Disneyland, the SeaWorld. What else did we do? The plane was awesome. Going over on such a long flight at that age was really fun. I'd been on planes a lot before because obviously my old man lived away. He lived in Sydney, Cairns, Alice Springs. So I was on a plane every week. Every school holidays. The plane ride was probably one of the highlights there and back. I did, yeah. That was sorry, I'm just blanking out trying to remember things. But we'll leave the Japan trip there. Actually, no, I've got a story from when I was there. So I'm about 8 years old, and we're just having a chill out day at the grandparents over there. Um, and I've asked to get on my auntie's, like my step auntie's bike or my grandparents' bike and go for a ride. And Dad showed me around the block. There was a little park down the end of the couple of blocks away, down the end of the block, something like that. Anyway, me, I was, young athletic fella and loved me push bike. So I had this old, the style, old Japanese, just like, Nen's bike, the big U-shaped handlebars and whatever, but I didn't care. It was a bike. It was something to do. So anyway, I found this park and there's kids playing in the park, boys and girls, and there's kids my age. Even though there was a language barrier, I thought, I'll try. For comedic value, I'll go over and see, like, if they understand me or if I can understand them. Because I can speak a little bit of Japanese, but not, at that point I knew hello, goodbye, all the basic stuff. Even then I did. Went over there and tried that and then was saying, like Australia, English, which was, there was no point. They had no idea what I was saying. And I ended up, I was talking to these girls, right? And the boys didn't like it. I'm pretty fucking sure their parents were like Yakuza because they, for some reason, had baseball bats and cricket bats. I don't think it was a cricket bat. I think they were just baseball bats. And it was definitely baseball bats. And they come after me. And I stood my ground there for a second and I was like, that's just, this ain't working out, son. We need to get out of here. So I jumped on my old push bike and I'm flying home and yelling and hollering and my stepmom come out and my dad come out and give him a mouthful and they were giving him a mouthful. Cheeky little bastards, them Japanese. They were standing up to my parents. They were fucking giving it a mouthful. I was like, wow, man, wow. And that's what I can remember out of that. They give me a good hiding. For kids. Obviously, they're baseball bats. But that was one story. And how do they know I was even fucking talking to? Like, I can't even talk to your girlfriend, mate. I'm 8 years old, and I can't even speak Japanese. Like, pull you. Right. Number 5. Some people know this, but I consider myself to be a pretty good cook. I love cooking. Love baking and all that sort of stuff because I did all that with Nan. Some pretty good skills from Nan in the baking department and cooking department. I'm also love cooking Asian meals, and that I don't know, that might have something to do with having a Japanese step family. But yeah, I love me rice. You won't ever catch me eating microwave rice or, long grain, bloody Indian style rice that's been cooked in a pot. You won't catch me doing it. You will not. It is short grain rice in a proper rice cooker, cooked properly, rested properly, soaked properly, washed properly, all of it. I don't like eating shit rice. There's no need for it. If you eat microwave rice, fucking uppercut yourself. What are you doing with your life? If you eat any microwave food, have a fucking good look at yourself, yeah? What are you doing? One of my good friends, Cade Bain, shout out to Cade, he taught me something very important when we were working away. I met him working on the bushfire relief in Bateman's Bay, driving trucks. But we'll get there. I feel like I was just starting to talk about trucks earlier, but we digressed. But anyway, he taught me a very, very important lesson, and that lesson being life is way too short to eat shit food. So if you're microwaving food, if you are ordering frozen meals, if you're buying frozen meals, and I don't care how quick it is, I don't care how busy you think you are. If you're so busy in life, you have to eat frozen meals. Uppercut yourself. Rethink what the fuck you're doing in life. Go on YouTube. If you don't know how to cook, everything's on the internet. Everything. Step-by-step instructions to cook absolutely anything. All right? Oh my God. And if you're eating tinned vegetables, uppercut yourself. Give yourself a good firm uppercut. If you're eating frozen cube vegetables, and this one's the biggest, not only should you uppercut yourself, I don't even know. I can't even say because we'll get demonetized. Do fucking not eat frozen cube vegetables. If you're doing that, what are you doing? Are you living in a fibro house on the government money with government rent? And like what are you doing with your life? That's the only time I'd accept it is if it's I just don't even know. If you don't even have a job and no payments, maybe just for some sort of food, but not even really. There's way better options. Anyway, I digress again. And stop. This is just totally out of the blue. If you're putting frozen vegetables in a pot and then frozen meat like schnitzels or whatever and dead potato on a plate and taking a photo of it and sending it to people saying, someone should wife me. This is wife material. Or someone should stop it. That is not a good meal. Show me you make a fucking stir fry from scratch, then we'll talk. All right. Anyway, we've died. It's really mean, isn't it? Sorry, but not sorry. Have a look at yourself. Have a good hard look at yourself. What you're doing. Eat good food. Food is yummy. All right. Give your palate something different. Number 6. I'm actually really introverted. Like I'm a big introvert. And as I was saying at the start of the podcast, I am a different person for every group. Okay, some groups I'm the loud one, some groups I'm the funny one, some groups I'm the quiet one. Like I'm not really quiet, but if we first meet, like I'm quiet, unless it's at a B&S. But if I met you through a friend and we're at the pub just having a slap or having a bet, having a beer, like I'm going to be pretty quiet until we get comfortable or I get comfortable. I'm not one of those ones that will walk up, shake your hand, and then just be straight up into you. Like I just don't roll like that. That freaks me the fuck out. And when people do that, it freaks me the fuck out. I'm just like, you are fucking weird, man. Get away from me. That's too much. You are too fucking happy or you are too full of yourself. Cut it out. But no, once I get to know you, like my people, you know, I'm fucking crazy around my people, man. I'm fucking wild. But like in a professional sense, like even at work, it takes me a long time to warm up to people and to be bubbly and, you know, come out of my shell, really. I'm very quiet, very introverted like that. So you see me, a lot of people see me on the internet, in front of a phone, in front of a camera, it's fine. I can be whoever I want to be. I can be me. I can be whatever. I'm happy. I'm comfortable. And if you don't like it, you can just swipe away. But I'm just here with me, so I can be me, if you get what I mean. And now we're doing podcasts, even if you're listening, I'm being me. This is me. I'm not being introverted, not being quiet. I'm not being over the top. I'm just being me. So yeah, that's me, introvert. unless I'm going to town and I'm ready to turn one on at the pub. And that's when I just leave it all in the fucking car and I just walk through the fucking door with my chest out going, pour me a fucking beer because we're going to turn one on. And yeah, I get it. I know. I'm a fuckwit. I'm a weird cunt for doing that, but I'm comfortable with it, so shut up. Number 7. Big, as I said at the start of the podcast, put my feet in the grass. Big green thumb. Big green thumb. Love gardening. I love growing shit. I love me plants. I love me grass. Big on grass. Love growing a good patch of grass. I love getting the bindies out. I love getting the clovers out. I love just making it thick and luscious. And then, the pre-season into spring where you do your lawn renovations and you cut it right down and you de-thatch it and get all into it and you sow your bloody veggies and, yeah, mate, right into it. Right into it. Love it. So if anyone wants to come gardening, I have so much gardens out here. Granted, I didn't plant them. And granted, I have a lot of work to do because the person that came here to maintain it, they were told to come down here and do some spraying. Uppercut yourself. That person, you know who you are. Uppercut yourself. Fucking wiped out all the grass. I think he thought he had bloody Canberra. Pretty sure he had Roundup. This place had like manicured lawns before I lived here. He came down here to maintain it and fucking killed, I'm going to say, 3/4 of the garden, the flowers, the beautiful bloody hedges and stuff that here. Nuked them. Nuked the whole lawn. And when I say the whole lawn, I mean, I would say an acre or more of lawn, like just of lawn. Nuked it. And like manicured lawn, like. Anyway, moving on. I'll fix it. What have we got here? Number 8. I don't really want to say it, but I don't know why I wrote it down. But like, bit of a softie. Like if, people do know. People do know I can be the tough one. I can be the rough and tough and tumble and loud and aggressive at times. But I'm also, got a beautiful heart. I think, I hurt. I get sad over, I see animal cruelty. It makes me sad before it makes me angry. I still get angry. I see sick babies and stuff like that, and it breaks my heart. That sort of stuff. I'm not as rough and tough as everyone thinks I am. But that's a very personal thing that a lot of people won't see unless you're close to me. But now you know it, but you probably won't ever fucking see it. You'll never see me cry. You will fucking never see me cry. Unless we're at a funeral. I will cry at a funeral, I will say, if I was close to the person or something gets me in the feels. Like I was at a funeral, we're not going to name names, but we're at a funeral. I'm not going to say the date, but, the general... If you've ever been to a funeral and you see the family there and it just really hit home, that really fucks me up. That still fucks me up. I think about it day to day. And no children should be without a parent. I think that's one of the hardest fucking things in life. Thank fuck I have never had to go through that. And if you are going through that or if you have been through that, my fucking heart goes out to you because that must be the hardest fucking thing ever. And I would trade you places any day because, it's sad for me to say, but I really couldn't give two shits about my parents because of the way they've treated me. But, anyone who knows me knows the story, but we won't get into it. But I would happily give them a parent. I'd happily swap places with them. If that makes sense, you know what I'm trying to say? I don't want to swap places with them to give them shit parents, but I just wish it was me that didn't have parents and they did. Anyway, we'll cruise past that one. Number 9, I am a man of facts. I will not fucking get into an argument with someone or anything like that unless I have the facts. And I will run, if I know something, not even an argument's sake, if I know something is the facts, like I know I will stand by it. I will just be there to the end. I will just be, this is it. Like, and I'm big on facts. Facts, the truths, if I've seen it. Otherwise, I won't say anything about it. I won't comment about it unless I fully know what's real and what's not and what's true and what's false. And lying. Everyone's done it. Everyone's fucking done it. We've all done it. I've done it and I'm not proud of it. I fucking hate myself for it. And I reckon I can remember every lie I've ever fucking told. Because it eats me up. Because I fucking hate it. I fucking hate liars. I hate when someone can stand there and look you dead in the eye and lie to you. It drives me fucking crazy. I'm not saying I haven't done it. I'm not proud of it. And it fucking eats me up inside. But if you constantly fucking stand there and lie to people and you have the ability to have people believe what you're saying when you're lying, you are scum of the earth. You are fucking horrendous, mate. That stuff is fucking the devil. It's no good. Don't lie. Don't lie. Just tell the truth. Honestly, even if you fucked up, you feel better for it. Just tell the truth and just rip it. Rip it like a Band-Aid. Get it over and fucking done with. Basically, I can guarantee you, telling the truth feels way better than lying. Righto. Number 10. And here's the big one. Doing this isn't easy. Doing this, it hasn't, it's taken a little bit of a toll on me. I've had a lot of support in people being positive, saying, yep, do it. I've also had a lot of people say, yeah, let us know when it's up and running and I'll come on. I'm not going to say people let me down, but a lot of people are getting cold feet, which is hard. And I'm not having a shot at yous. I'm not. I'm quite, if you're not comfortable, I'm not going to make you do it. 100%, 110% I'm not going to make you do it. Unless you're Grant Ray. I'm trying to get Grant Ray on his something fierce. So everyone tell Grant Ray that he needs to get on here, whether he likes it or not. But no, it's hard, and a lot of people that want to come on here live away, and they have to make a trip here. A lot of people are anywhere from 2 to 5 hours, 6 hours away. So it is hard, and most of the people that are keen are the ones that are away. So I have to, and it's hard with work knowing too, who I can book, when I can book, and then when I book people in, or schedule people in, I should say, and then something pops up and they can't come. I can't ring people in Dubbo. I can't ring people in Sydney with 3 hours notice and say, "Oi, I've had a cancellation. Can you fucking get in the car, drop everything you're doing, fuck your plans, and get here?" Like, I just can't do it. And that's why I'm here today, because I just want to make more content and want to make it so there's something there. I want to prove to you that I'm here to do it. Don't worry about it. I've fucking bought the gear. I've spent the money. I'm not here to boast about it, but I really want to have a fucking good crack at it. So, so it's not easy on me mentally when it's hard to get people to come on here when they said they were really keen to do it. But I'm trying. I'm doing my best, okay? And I promise you I will do everything in my power to have an episode every week. I'm going to really have to book it up coming into harvest very soon. So I might be away, and I probably won't have time on weekends unless it rains to record. So I'm going to have to try and do 2 or 3 people a day on the weekends. to really get a good backlog to get us through until that Christmas break. But yeah, that's the cut and thrust of it. They're the 10 things that you didn't know about me. And if you did know about me, you're probably pretty close. I'd probably consider you a close friend if you nailed all 10 of them. Let us know in the comments or something. How many did you get? How many did you know? Yeah. So I'm just going to finish my... Sorry about the ASMR with the hot chockey, but... And how good are these? Woo. Sorry again for the listeners, for the viewers on TikTok, on YouTube. This is why you should smash the YouTube, because you get the visuals. You just seen a cup, a mug that I'm drinking my hot chockey out of. What makes you tick with Thommo? We're going to get the merch going. I've got a shirt. We've got the mugs. We've got stubby coolers. We've got that stuff here now. But yeah, I'm aiming to give every guest that comes on a mug, a shirt, at the very least, and a stubby cooler, at the very least. I'm going to get some for Joey. We just got to get them made. So that's a plus, and it's going to have the QR code for YouTube on the sleeve on one side, and the Spotify one on the other side. So yeah, that's something that's coming on. But yeah, anyway. That's about it for today. That's the second episode of What Makes You Tick with Thommo. It was 10 things you didn't know about me. Thanks for tuning in. And I know it's an ick. I know it sounds stupid, but please, please, please like, subscribe, share. It takes you 2 seconds. You get all of the notifications. And if you don't like notifications, bloody turn them off. But you get all the notifications when there's a new episode uploaded and all that sort of stuff. So if you're on YouTube, even if you don't get on YouTube, create an account. Go and subscribe. You'll help me out. Takes you 2 seconds, brother. 2 seconds. Righto. That's it. Fucking hooroo. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next week, eh?